I was standing right here waiting in line to get inside one of the bars next to the Alexander Street intersection when, without warning, at least 4 to 5 gunshots rang out at the other end of the block right next to the Union Street intersection. But locals tell us as you drive along this stretch of Young Love Road, the immediate drop and turn at the same time can catch drivers off guard. Combined with speed and slick roads, it can send your car right into Red Creek. You get a real sense of the impact this weather is having on commercial travel. Every parking lot at all the truck stops off the exit we're at are completely filled, and some tell us the longer they stay here, the more money it's costing them. One of the departments in need the most is transportation, where Fairport is looking to hire up to 15 school bus drivers. You can be paid while obtaining your commercial driver's license, and applicants were able to get behind the wheel to start practicing immediately. This man-made snow at Greystone Tubing is dense and thick enough to last for months. But this is their last full month of service, so the time to come out and enjoy the winter fun is now. Reporting in Walworth, Alex Love, News 8.
Regina Kipperman-Kisselgoff was born in St. Petersburg, Russia, but moved to Ukraine as a child where she did most of her schooling. She explained Ukraine has thousands of deaf people who can't hear air raid sirens go off or explosions to take cover.
Stressful for deaf individuals. Some of them feel like they have to stay awake all night long so they don't miss something. And if they see a mass exodus of people, they just try to follow the crowd in order to escape.
To help her deaf friends and their neighbors stuck in the conflict, Regina has constantly been online sending supplies and money through platforms like DeafBridge, Off the Grid Missions, or the World Federation of the Deaf, or guide them to routes where they can safely evacuate.
So transportation is a huge issue. We need volunteers to pick up people and help them to escape Kyiv. Money for food, getting a taxi or a bus. Right now I am working on finding locations where deaf people can go and wait to be picked up. Without the help from the rest of the world, we would starve and die. It's impossible to escape at this time without help. We are so thankful.
We sat in on one of the calls Regina made to her friend Alina, who can't leave Kyiv because her parents are too old and sick to make it to the borders. She expressed how horrific life has become since the war began.
There have been babies that have been born in the basement with no medical care. People are asking for warm clothes to be sent because people are freezing. Those mothers who have just given birth, they might need milk. It would be so helpful to send supplies to those young mothers.
Alina explained every day more innocent Ukrainian people are dying from Russian attacks on residential areas, but said they're determined to stay and defend their homeland. Reporting in Rochester, Alex Love, News 8. Within seconds after multiple gunshots rang out, disrupting a typical Saturday night of bar hopping, Rochester police raced on foot and in their patrol cars to the parking lot next to Union Street and East Avenue, where they discovered one man lying on the ground. Sarah Cruz and her family were celebrating a birthday party in an Airbnb right above where the shooting happened.
It was very scary. We had people that were parked in the lot at Union and East that just walked down there maybe a half an hour before it happened. It was unnerving knowing the person could be out there. We had a rooftop to go out and get air. You wondered if somebody was around, see you standing there like a sitting duck.
In less than a few minutes, East Avenue between Alexander and Union turned into a crime scene as police taped off most of the block and side streets, while myself and others watched AMR rush the victim to the hospital.
I think somebody got killed. Go! Go!
There was people that couldn't get to their cars and they're wearing T-shirts, and everybody was really nervous, and it was upsetting to watch. I had talked about renting out the loft and just enjoying this this area and going to the bars, but I'm rethinking it for sure now.
Investigators discovered the victim was a 25-year-old man that got caught up in an argument escalating to a shooting. He was pronounced dead a short time after being rushed to the hospital. So far, police have not made any arrests. Those like Joe Struble, who's lived in the area for over 30 years, was heartbroken to learn about the shooting, but doesn't want it to ruin how he goes out to enjoy the community.
I may be a little more aware. I may cross the street if I'm concerned about somebody coming the other direction, but not be too obvious. I don't know. I mean, I still think if I'm nice to people, they'll be nice to me.
This was Rochester's second homicide of the year, and it's also the second homicide in the last 7 months that's happened on this stretch of East Avenue. However, no one else was caught in any crossfire from this incident Saturday night, and police do not believe there's any direct threat to this area currently. Live in Rochester, Alex Love, News 8. Thankfully, no one was hurt nor was inside this home when the tree fell on it. But we spoke to the family who rents this house off of Newcomb Street in Rochester. They explained to us for hours the tree was rocking back and forth, and we captured the moment it came tumbling down.
It didn't go as planned.
Right in the middle of our interview with Melendi Rodriguez, whose mother lives in this home off Newcomb Street, it only took one more strong gust of wind to knock the tree out of its remaining roots and tumble onto their house.
Wow, I cannot believe it. Honestly, I mean, look at it. Look at the damages there. Look. Now we all got to be in a one-bedroom apartment, all 5 of us, crammed in a little bed.
For hours, the tree had been shaken back and forth, pulling the ground with it. Melendi's nephew warned the family to get them all outside of the home in time to look on as it came tumbling down.
I thank God for that because, honestly, we thought it could have caused a fire or something much worse, so I'm really grateful that it wasn't as bad. And hopefully it doesn't get anything worse and it stays like that until somebody could come and get rid of it.
The Rodriguez family has been in touch with their landlord and called the fire department to tape off the property, but said they were told the city department who handles trouble like this isn't in until Monday. Meanwhile, in Penfield, 2 boys narrowly escaped a tree being blown over onto them while riding scooters. Their mother, Noelle Giogardi, didn't believe it when they first told her.
They came home telling me that the tree had fallen on the scooter and that they were really lucky. So I came down here and thought they were joking. Where's the scooter? It's under the tree.
I looked up and I saw something like crack. I saw a tree crack and I screamed, "Run!" He was already past the tree. And I dropped my scooter and just sprinted.
And tonight, RG&E is reporting several thousand customers are still in the dark. But as you saw throughout the day, communities were pulling together with neighbors helping other neighbors clear their yards and families making sure any relatives with trees on their homes had a safe place to stay the night. Live in Rochester, Alex Love, News 8. Planned Parenthood is already having to extend their hours in Syracuse and build another facility in Buffalo. So leaders say this expansion here in Henrietta at the Jefferson Plaza is crucial to meet a rise in demand of patients from out of state. In a 3-2 ruling back in June, council members on the Town of Henrietta board denied Planned Parenthood's request to open a medical treatment center in the plaza at 376 Jefferson Road, claiming it violates town codes because, quote, a surgical medical facility is completely inconsistent with the purpose and character of a retail shopping plaza. Planned Parenthood of Central and Western New York CEO Michelle Casey argues board members put personal beliefs over the law.
This really should have been a simple land use decision according to the Henrietta Town Code. And it turned into politics of abortion care rather than having us evaluated for land use in Henrietta like every other business.
Henrietta Building and Fire Prevention Director Kevin Wilson stated to the town board, Planned Parenthood's application, quote, was found to be in order and all necessary documentation was included and correct. But in their narrative for denial, council members wrote, the proposed surgical center doesn't align with the intention of which this property is zoned. However, Planned Parenthood points to other medical facilities getting approved by the board in commercial B1 zones, including U of R Orthopedics and Physical Performance Center by the mall in 2020.
Tons of urgent cares and dental offices and vision care and offices like that in the B1 district in Henrietta.
Henrietta council members also argued infrastructure around the plaza can't handle new traffic of emergency vehicles or patients from out of state. In their complaint, Planned Parenthood estimates only 2 to 5 cars would visit per hour, and this expansion is needed more for local patients.
There are people currently going without care because there's not enough appointments for people who don't have the ability to pay for sexual and reproductive health care. And so that's our main desire to expand our services at this property.
Now, Planned Parenthood of Central and Western New York anticipates roughly 5,000 patients will visit this clinic's location each year. They will also offer all other healthcare services the nonprofit is known for. Live in Henrietta, Alex Love, News 8.